What if the greatest challenge to a carefully crafted royal image didn't come from an investigative journalist or a former palace insider, but from someone seated around the family dinner table? Imagine spending decades building a public reputation, weathering scandals, criticism, and relentless media attention, only for one private conversation to spark an entirely new wave of controversy. According to reports, that is exactly what may have happened. Alleged comments attributed to Queen Camilla's younger sister, Annabel Elliot, have triggered widespread speculation, leaving royal watchers asking one central question: was this simply a moment of private family frustration, or could it become one of the most talked about royal stories in recent years? There has been no official confirmation, no direct denial, only silence. And sometimes, silence raises more questions than answers. For many years, Annabel Elliot has remained one of the most private figures connected to the royal family. She has rarely stepped into the spotlight, has seldom spoken publicly about personal family matters, and has generally been regarded as someone who prefers to stay far removed from royal controversy. That is precisely why these recent reports have drawn so much attention. According to multiple accounts, she allegedly made deeply personal remarks during what was described as a private dinner gathering. The conversation was never intended to become public. Yet, somehow, details reportedly found their way into the headlines, prompting royal observers around the world to analyze every alleged comment. What makes this story especially compelling is not only what was reportedly said, but also who is alleged to have said it. Family members occupy a unique position in the lives of public figures. They witness important moments long before cameras arrive and remain part of those lives long after media attention fades. Because of that, many people naturally place greater weight on comments attributed to relatives than they do on anonymous sources or tabloid speculation. That perception alone has fueled intense public debate, even though the reported remarks have not been independently verified. Among the statements circulating online is an alleged comment suggesting that the public may not truly know the person behind the carefully managed public image. If those reports are accurate, the remark has sparked considerable discussion, not because it confirms anything, but because it leaves room for interpretation. Was it an expression of disappointment? A moment of regret? A misunderstanding? Or simply a private opinion that was never meant to become international news? At this stage, no one outside the reported gathering can answer those questions with certainty. As speculation continued to grow, attention quickly expanded beyond the alleged conversation itself. Commentators began revisiting one of the most closely examined transformations in modern royal history. Queen Camilla's public image has evolved dramatically over the years, changing from one of the monarchy's most controversial figures into a senior royal carrying significant official responsibilities. That transformation did not happen overnight, and it remains one of the most widely discussed reputation shifts in recent history. Against that backdrop, any reported criticism, even if unverified, naturally attracts enormous public interest. The story took another turn when reports claimed that the alleged conversation also touched on the difficult years surrounding Diana, Princess of Wales. Those claims have generated particularly strong reactions because Diana's legacy continues to hold profound emotional significance for millions of people around the world. It is important to emphasize that these reported remarks have not been independently confirmed. Nevertheless, their circulation has reignited discussion about one of the monarchy's most sensitive and enduring chapters. Questions like these have fueled countless debates across social media and royal commentary channels. Every new post introduces another theory. Every headline offers a different interpretation. Yet beneath all the speculation, one undeniable reality remains: no one outside the reported gathering knows exactly what was said from beginning to end. Throughout royal history, public perception has often been shaped not only by official announcements but also by stories said to have unfolded behind palace doors. Some of those stories disappear almost as quickly as they appear. Others linger for years because people believe there may be more beneath the surface than anyone is willing, or able, to confirm. Whether this situation falls into that category is impossible to determine based on the information currently available. Observers have also pointed to the timing of these reports. In recent years, the monarchy has consistently projected an image of stability, continuity, and unity. Any report suggesting possible tension within the extended family naturally attracts attention because it appears to contrast with that carefully presented public image. But appearances can be misleading. Even if disagreements exist within a family, they do not necessarily reflect the reality of the institution as a whole. Private relationships are often far more complicated than public narratives suggest, and that distinction is frequently overlooked once speculation begins spreading online. Perhaps the most fascinating aspect of this story isn't the alleged comments themselves. It's everything that followed. There has been no dramatic public confrontation. No detailed official statement addressing every rumor. No public exchange between those reportedly involved. Instead, an information vacuum has allowed countless interpretations to flourish. In today's fast-moving media environment, unanswered questions often travel much faster than confirmed facts. Every day without clarification creates fresh opportunities for new theories, encouraging some people to search for hidden meanings where none may exist, while others remain convinced there is still more to the story. And that leads to perhaps the biggest question of all. Was this simply an ordinary private conversation that unexpectedly became public? Or has it opened the door to a much broader discussion about loyalty, family relationships, and the carefully managed public image of one of the world's most closely watched institutions? Whatever the answer may ultimately be, one thing is already beyond dispute. A conversation that reportedly took place behind closed doors has become one of the most closely followed royal stories of the moment. And if additional verified information ever comes to light, it could completely reshape how this entire episode is understood, or reveal that the truth was far more nuanced than the speculation ever suggested. As the story continued to circulate, public attention gradually shifted away from the reported conversation itself and toward an even larger question: why would a story like this emerge now? Royal followers began examining recent public appearances, official engagements, and even the smallest interactions for clues that might, or might not, support the growing narrative. Ordinary moments suddenly carried new meaning. A passing glance became the subject of online debate. A brief pause during an appearance was interpreted as a possible signal. Even routine events were viewed through an entirely different lens. Without official clarification, speculation continued to grow. According to the reports, the alleged remarks weren't interpreted simply as personal observations. Many commentators viewed them as raising broader questions about influence, public image, and the decades-long journey that transformed one of the monarchy's most controversial figures into queen. That transformation has long fascinated royal observers. Some see it as a remarkable story of resilience and perseverance. Others believe it reflects years of changing public attitudes, careful media management, and the gradual evolution of public opinion. Whatever perspective people hold, few would deny that it remains one of the most extraordinary image transformations in modern royal history. That is precisely why these reported comments have resonated so strongly with audiences around the world. To many, they appear to challenge a narrative that had long seemed settled. Yet it is essential to remember that the alleged remarks remain exactly that, reported claims rather than established facts. Their widespread attention does not make them verified. Instead, their impact comes from the questions they raise and the conversations they inspire. Another element of the story soon captured public attention. Some reports suggested that changing dynamics within the wider royal family may have influenced why these alleged conversations surfaced when they did. These interpretations remain entirely speculative, but they have encouraged renewed debate about relationships within the institution and how public perception continues to evolve over time. What makes this episode especially unusual is the absence of a definitive public account explaining exactly what happened. Instead, the public has been left with reported conversations, unnamed sources, competing interpretations, and countless opinions, all attempting to fill the gaps left by limited information. In today's digital landscape, that combination can quickly create an information storm where speculation spreads far more rapidly than verified facts.